And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for today's episode of Loki Season 1, or just Episode 4, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, big episode here. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. So if you haven't seen Loki, go back, watch it, come back, we can discuss. So, let's talk about it. Buckle up because there's some huge stuff in here. Like, mind-boggling. Okay. This whole episode literally just opens up with Asgard. And as we see young Sylvie, I believe that's her name, Sylvie? We see a young Sylvie just playing with her toys in Asgard. And then out of nowhere, the portal thing opens where the TVA just shows up and is like, oh yeah, the time variant somewhere here. Boom, they find Sylvie, and then they pick her up and take her. And it was led by the actual judge who pretty much prosecuted Loki. This is before she was a judge herself. She was a time variant authority officer. So that was kind of cool seeing that. So she grabs her, takes her to TVA, and Sylvie's kind of freaking out. She has no idea. She's a child. She's no idea. They reset the timeline. They didn't even explain like how she messed up the timeline in the first place, but something happened. And we all know that Sylvie found out that the TVA are pretty much all variants in their own way. They were all kidnapped. They have no idea what's actually going on and who's behind all this. A lot of people think the Time Masters are behind this. Some people think that, they are, King the Conqueror. At one point, I thought that. I got a new theory now, and I'm going to reveal it at the end of this video because it's going to blow people's mind. I finally figured it out. I should have thought of this last week, but we'll get to that. Anyway, and then it goes back to that planet that Loki and Sylvie were just hanging out, and then Morbius shows up, picks them up, and takes them away with C-15. I think that's the woman's name, the big woman. So she shows up, they get arrested again. Obviously, they get separate, interrogation rooms. Loki ends up in a time loop prison. So that was pretty cool. They actually open up another portal, put him inside, and he's pretty much back in Asgard in a time loop with, the actress who plays Lady Sif in a repeat of her punching him and put him down to the ground, saying that you're worthless, you're never gonna amount to nothing, basically being in a time loop. So that was pretty interesting. While that happens, C-15, she ends up taking Sylvie back to that supermarket. That was in episode, I think it was 2, episode 2. And she asks her, what did you do to me? Because she started seeing, I guess, maybe her past visions of what she was supposed to be. We didn't see it, but apparently she starts questioning things, and, she has no idea. Sylvie actually shows her the truth. Like I said, we still don't know exactly what she saw, but she sees herself saying that she's happy. So whatever she saw, she must have had a happy life before she got taken to become a TVA agent. So that was interesting. So I was like, okay, she's probably going to turn and help Morbius get Sylvie and Loki out of there. And then, of course, we get to Morbius, where he's just having a drink with the judge lady, and the two of them are talking about, oh yeah, we're going to execute Sylvie and Loki together. The Time Masters are going to watch. We're going to see them, in their floaty chairs and all that stuff. They're going to be there to witness their, disintegration. So we were like, okay, we're going to see this. This is going to be great. And then, of course, we get to see Loki. He gets interrogated one more time. Morbius is like wondering, why'd you try to betray me? I thought we had an understanding. He tries to explain, hey man, you've been used. This isn't real. You're a variant yourself. And I thought, okay, Morbius won't believe it in the beginning, and then maybe the next episode he'll try to help him out. Nope. He actually ends up kind of believing it in his own way, and then he gets captured with Loki and Sylvie, and then he gets vaporized out of existence. Which, by the way, I'm starting to believe now that every time they get zapped by those those nightstick things that they have that vaporizes people from existence, I don't think they get killed. I think something actually happens. Maybe resets their minds or something, and puts them back in the original timelines. No idea. I'm just saying. I just feel like nothing exactly, like they don't get vaporized and get erased forever. I think they just get reset. That's just my theory. So Morbius got hit. So what happened to him? We have no idea. Then Loki and Sylvie, they just kind of escape with the help of C-15. I think that's how you say her name, C-15. I'm probably butchering that. The other agent, the main girl agent, not the judge, the other main girl. But anyway, she shows up. She ends up helping Sylvie and Loki trying to escape. We see the time guys on the top of their mountain top sitting in their thrones. Then we find out that Sylvie throws like a knife at them. She tries to kill one of them. It works. We find out it's a droid. It's an android. It's not exactly like the real leaders per se of who's in charge. And then of course Loki gets himself vaporized as well. So did Loki die? Did Loki get reset? We have no idea. After credit shows up, and by the way, there is an after credit. Loki wakes up and finds himself hanging out with other variant versions of himself from other timelines. We have a kid Loki, an older type version of Loki, and an actual comic book accurate version of Loki showing up as come with us if you want to live kind of thing. So, and it just ends there. Very interesting episode. A lot of things actually happen here. Seeing Loki get disappeared. He got teleported somewhere. So either those stick things either send people to different dimensions and get them stuck there, and they probably don't have memory of what's going on, or they just get teleported somewhere else and they're no longer part of the system anymore. That's just my guess. I really don't know because they really don't explain what exactly those sticks do besides vaporizing people. So Morbius could have ended up somewhere else. We have no idea where he's at. Clearly Loki is somewhere, and from what I looked, if you look at the scene, it kind of looks like the scar in New York where the Avenger Tower looks destroyed. It may be that place. Remember, we saw that in the trailer when it first came out. He's supposed to be going there soon, so it could be that or before that happened. So it could lead up to that scene. We just don't know. And then at the end of the episode, before the after credit, Sylvie captures the judge lady. I keep forgetting her name, but she gets captured. So we're gonna find out who's actually in charge of the TVA and what the heck is actually going on. My theory, my new theory now, is that it's Loki. It has to be Loki. There is no other explanation. I was thinking Kang the Conqueror, but then I started realizing, well, it kind of reminds me of WandaVision. We all assumed, oh yeah, Wanda's pulling the strings here and there. Then we have Agatha showing up, and then we thought Agatha was actually the one controlling everybody, including Wanda, making her think that she's doing all this. And then it was really Wanda the whole dang time. So this can actually just be Loki being himself. Maybe he got wind of this actually happened before. Told him in the past somehow, and then said, "Hey, man, 2012, you're gonna have to leave this timeline, and you're gonna get captured by the TVA. Make sure you get captured, so that way we can conquer the time variant ourselves." So maybe he left breadcrumbs out there. Maybe this is gonna be the events of, remember when he disappeared after the first Thor movie. Remember that? Remember when he fell off the Rainbow Bridge and we have no idea where he teleported to? Maybe that sets him up to become the leader of the time variants. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he met up with Kang the Conqueror. Maybe Kang the Conqueror is involved in some way, shape, or form. Maybe he's the Agatha of this, maybe twisting certain things. But we all know Loki's really behind this. That's what I think, because we actually never really got actual, what exactly happened to Loki when he fell into the thing. Yeah, he ended up in Earth, but did he really end up in Earth before the events of Avengers 1? Maybe he did a detour. Maybe he did something where he changes the timeline and he sets up the TVA, and then he sets him up to get captured, and then eventually get reset back where he takes a Tesseract and comes back, and then comes back to the TVA where they capture him again, so that way he can re-rule the area himself. Who knows? I'm just making up theories, but anything can be possible. But yeah, my main theory is that the fact that the time leaders are actually Loki. In some shape, way, or form, is going to be some version of Loki. We just don't know which version. But we have to wait and see. Great episode. A lot of interesting information that gave us. We have no idea what happens to Morbius. Sylvie, we don't know what's going to happen with her now because she captured the judge lady. So, is she going to kill her? Is she going to do something to her? We have no idea. Excuse me. But it is interesting to know that Loki is now hanging out with other versions of himself. And was that his plan all along? Is that how he becomes the mayor when he has a big button on his suit? And he's like, vote for Loki, kind of, or maybe the presidential Loki thing. Who knows? Maybe he's setting up him that saying to us that he is the one behind all the TVA stuff. That somehow he kidnapped everybody, made them his slaves, kind of like how Wanda did. But we have to see what happens until next week. But till then, a lot of thinking to think about. But yeah, changing my theory. At first, I thought it would be King the Conqueror, because he is coming to the MCU soon. So I thought, maybe a little sneak peek of that. But a lot of people thought Mephisto was a part of WandaVision. We never got that. So, and it was Wanda the whole dang time. So, I'm going to sing the new song. It's going to be Loki all along. So there you go. It's Loki. I feel, and I strongly believe it's Loki. I'm like 89% sure it's Loki. It could, and I have that 10% chance that it's going to end up being King the Conqueror. Or maybe it's somebody else. We just don't know who it is. I mean, I doubt it's Galactus, but we'll see what happens. But still, that's a whole different situation. But for now, I'm saying it's Loki. It's going to end up being Loki. We find out he's the main bad guy of this show. And, our Loki's going to be like, it was me the whole time. From either from the future, like a future version of him, maybe the 2012 version, maybe the one that Thanos killed didn't really die and he was an actual god at that point. We just don't know, but we have to wait and see. So, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And, who do you guys think it is, in charge of the TVA? Do you think it's Loki? Do you think it's King the Conqueror? You think King the Conqueror is Loki? Who knows? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Thank you very much and have a good day.